I definitely helped China make a big comeback here, guys. I wonder if they'll take everything back. That would be even better if China just takes care of itself with these units. Kind of came in a little late with that save, but I can't believe how many of my units were engineers. My AI is definitely going to produce a lot more offensive units, but that's good, so long as they're better offensive units. I'll take Spetsnaz instead of engineers. Engineers are really, really terrible. I don't know how to really stress that to you guys, but they're awful. Engineers are awful units. So I would definitely wanted to get rid of those. Russia starts out with way too many of them. And if I can make a difference over here, then that's good. And it seems that I did make a difference over here. Yeah, I think the Japanese, like, ran out of offensive units. No, they have more weak ones in the rear. But I think they're out of most of their offensive units at this point. Let me look at the statistics, actually. They've lost 133 units. That could be most of their offensive force. So these engineers might be just what China needs to push back. The engineers, as I remind you, though, are not that good. But I'm assuming the vast quantity I'm giving, especially with their proximity to Nanjing, is going to be enough to push back anything Japanese that comes down here. So what do you think about Norway? How do you feel about them?
Alright.
Okay. Just
yeah, not alright, but neutral. Let's say that. Why, you gonna take them?
I'm just asking you what you think.
What do you think of them then?
Pretty neutral. Oh, Iceland is free right now. I wonder if it will still be given to the US. Oh, he owns all of Greenland. I wonder if he knows that he owns Greenland. I don't know. But the Faroe Islands and Iceland are free. Ethiopia and Italy signed a ceasefire. That war's done. Looks like they fizzled out down there. And Ethiopia kept their capital this time.
Yeah, it was expected. They never finish it.
Sometimes, rarely, they do. Japan almost finished China.
They got pushed back, so to see. They were at the capital.
They were, yes. And they're still close, but they're not there anymore.
It's just annoying, because I can see what troops they have on Japan itself. And just be like, come on, send.
A lot of these engineers are starting to go to waste, though. So, do I have any more engineers that I haven't sent? I don't think I do. I think that's most of them. There's a few others. But I'm just gonna say that's all. I'm gonna say that's the last of them that I'm selling. Yeah, it looks like they're probably gonna waste most of them in just like a pointless push out to areas that are probably well defended by Japanese garrisons. But I got units that weren't really gonna serve me any purpose, to serve me a purpose of some kind, so I'm happy with that. It also has made China like me better. And so now I can get an alliance. Since they're already at war with Mengjiang too, I'm going to get the stuff with them. Because the war is already declared at this point. Making the alliance isn't going to hurt me at this point. If they fall, they fall. If they don't fall, they don't fall. I mean, it doesn't hurt me, does it? What's going to happen? Like, is Japan going to declare? They already declared war on them.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
Why not?
Alright.
Yeah, so many engineers are just going to waste.
Lots of troops on Nanjing, or?
Not like a lot, no. China's lost so much, and they're losing even more because they're going to lose most of these engineers. But in my inventory, the engineers aren't going to do anything. And this encourages my AI to make more offensive units, and it lets me use them for something positive, at least. And boy, are we building a lot of tanks. A couple of these tanks my AI doesn't seem to take a liking to, so I'm going to mark some that they don't take a liking to as a maybe not this one kind of thing. Although I do think I am researching another tank, or that I will be. Yeah, I will be, but I'm not now. I want to get the non-aggression and stuff with Romania and Hungary, so that when they do declare war on me, they take a lot of penalties for doing it, for breaking their non-aggression pacts. I'll do that with like everyone in this region, really. I already know that Italy's gonna go crazy one way or another. Italy's probably going to start World War II with France, honestly. It's not my problem just yet. I don't think he's going to invade the UK, and I can still see the UK. Maybe I should go for Norway. Their capital's on the border. It would complete this. Yeah, I think I'll change my tactics. I think instead of befriending Norway, I'll go for them. It doesn't benefit me to not have them, and taking them is pretty easy. All their infrastructure's right here, so I think I've decided that I will take Norway inevitably. Even though he's usually the one that's supposed to do that. Well, for now, the Chinese have held out. They're not going anywhere anytime soon, but they have held out. He's building a military complex and a barracks. Interesting location. He has 7 research centers currently, by the looks of it, finished. He has 8 slots. So do I. I also have 8 slots. There's something really loud outside my house right now.
It's the Japanese.
Norway has 1 research center. They're building another one, so that could be good for me. I have to start thinking also about places like down here. Iran has one. Afghanistan does not. Iraq has one. The Saudis do not. They have a lot of oil down here. But how many wars do I declare out of opportunity? The goal is to beat him, and only to beat him. My land military is a lot smaller than it used to be, but I probably cut a lot of the crap out of it at least. Looks like some of my ships are going out to fight in this area. It's not really what I wanted them to do, but like, cool, I guess. If they do get into any conflicts, I might be able to actually use that to declare war on the Japanese for free later on. I'm already gaining a lot of justification towards them. I could easily take Korea and Manchukuo from them. That would be a lot of population, though. There's not a whole lot of resources there. There is some oil. Kicking them out of this area in general could be nice, but I'd rather wait a while longer. Especially wait for the USA to end up fighting them. Belgium and Switzerland formed an alliance. That's interesting. Currently, I am way ahead of him on tech. I have gotten way ahead of him on tech. It looks like we both have like 100% towards each other. I still need more indie goods. I always need more indie goods. Let's build another ring of them. Oil, I could always use more oil. We are peaking the oil in this region a little bit. Let's go ahead and keep building more. We can export it as an opportunity good, so it's good for our treasury. And it's only going to be more and more needed as this time goes on. By us and by others. So I'm building 28 currently. That's a lot. That's a good amount. Definitely going to keep expanding. I'm getting closer and closer to Kazakhstan, though. But I might as well exploit everything I have eventually. Let's buy some more indie goods, get our stockpile up. The price has gone down a little bit, so might as well exploit it. Oh. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Japan attacked me. Alright. Sure, why not?
Oh, good luck.
I'm
supporting you.
You what?
I support you.
Yeah?
You know, as good friends.
I don't think they're actually gonna cause me that many problems. Well, I guess there's no point. Well, actually, because they declared the unprovoked war. Dude, I'm gonna start losing a bunch of naval units now. Because they declared this war, then it counts as me attacking them. So everyone in the world is going to be a little unhappy with me right now.
You gonna fight them or you gonna cut off the supply?
Send a bunch of units over to Vladivostok from Sweden, Finland, that area. The area that they're in anyway doesn't actually have a lot of supply, so how big is this theater? It's not that big. Let's go ahead and maximize garrisons in the region. That's my fault, actually, because I turned on mutual defense and my ships went and got involved. Resultingly, this just was inevitable, I guess, that they would include me in the war, because now they have the unprovoked justification. So I guess I'm out of excuses. I am at war with part of the Axis now, and now everyone dislikes me a little bit because that was...
Does the UK have actually a script against me?
The UK does have a script, yes.
But does it only activate when I attack Poland, or...?
I don't know. I don't know that
you
bit.
know everything.
Well, I've never seen a passive Germany not attack Poland, so I'm really not sure. I'm gonna lose a lot of ships right now. Like, all my shitty subs and everything out here are just basically dead meat. I'm racking up the losses. Japan's racking up the kills. There's not a lot I can do about that. I didn't have my land military even remotely in this area, but I do have a lot of units on the way, and they'll go take stuff. I can at least kick them out of this area and claim a lot of what they have, really, in this region once my land units get over there. As long as he doesn't attack Poland, then I'm good over here, even if he tries some kind of invasion. I'm sure there's some military production of some kind over here that I can get, though, including if I start taking China's. Oh, they don't actually have any military production over here, so I was wrong. They do on their homeland, though. Doesn't look like they're sending it to fight me, though. Well, now I know for next time I do something like this, don't actually form an alliance That's not going to be the best thing. I'm glad I helped China live, though. They can help me deal with the Japanese. If I kick the Japanese off the mainland, that'll be good. So many, like, naval interactions right now, and I'm not going to be winning them. Either way, it shouldn't hurt my military too much to actually take their stuff. They do have garrisons everywhere, but it's not a big area. Although this really hurt my treaty integrity because of the way they declared war, and it really hurt my diplomacy and everything. Recovering from this is not going to be easy. Not at all. This was a terrible, terrible thing that could have happened to me. I didn't think they'd be that aggressive. My navy over here is mostly wiped out already. And the units are still moving because it just takes that long to move units. I'm sending a few hundred over there. Well, no, I'm sending over 100, but I'm leaving a lot of units in this region still, just in case he decides to try something. I'll send some of them over to Kiev. We still got a decent amount outside Moscow. I'll send some over to Minsk, just to make sure everything over here stays defended. Because now I have a lot of stuff to worry about, and my own allies are upset with me due to the game mechanic that was used to enable this war. So that's a darn shame. But I'll kick them out of Korea or something, and then I'll go into Manchukuo, and maybe I'll start taking the stuff from China. I don't really know. Their navy over here is just unstoppable, and until they start fighting the US, like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. And the US doesn't want to be my ally anymore because of this crap. Oh, this is awful. This is... Who knew allying with China would bring me such pain? My perfect plan is unraveling in front of my eyes. I have sank some of their stuff over here, but not like a whole lot or anything. Let's at least build an air base over here at this seaport. Get some more supply moving in the area. Maybe a maxed out hex will help. It's taken so long for my troops to get over there. Oh my god. Invading the Japanese homeland's out of the question. I'm pretty much stuck in a persistent war right now for the rest of the game. At least that means I'll always be prepared for war. But this is not optimal. And it's only 37, so, like, let's maybe get a few more military factories down. I haven't really built a lot of those. Let's find it just an empty town here. Build a whole fucking hex of them, because I'm gonna need them. All my rubber finished, though, so I'm now a rubber exporter. That's nice. At least I don't think he realizes how bad this declaration was for me. I don't think he is privy to realize... If I do end up owning Korea, there is a chance that I could invade the Japanese home islands. It would require a lot of units, though, and a lot of resources that I really don't have access to without compromising my western border with Poland. Yeah, I'm losing so many patrol boats, mainly old naval units. At the very least, this will bring my military maintenance and training spending down, but this still just is not optimal. Well, I can see my military bar maxed out now. I'm up there with France currently. He's not, but he's also probably not deployed for war. He's up to 12 land. I'm also at 12 land, so he has raced me here and he's made it. My troops will arrive soon, and then we'll see what we can do. This is going to be an interesting test of military goods. That's for sure. This whole war is... I have a lot of money, so I might as well just, you know, buy more, but... we'll see how this goes. We do have some fighting starting. What's weird right here is a lot of this land's just going to China from Manchukuo just by supplies alone. I don't know how or why that's happening. I should be able to collapse Manchukuo with ease.
So what's Russia doing?
A lot of this land is going to China. Even the stuff that isn't loyal to them. What's... You know, when you asked that for a minute, I forgot that I was Russia.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, why is he asking about Russia? Fuck, I don't know about Russia. This might be the mutual defense.
Japan?
But I don't know why this is going to China. Is this part loyal to China? This part isn't, so I don't know why it's doing this. Well, whether China owns this or I do doesn't matter much at the end, so long as Japan doesn't. Do we even have a barracks over here? I'm not quite sure that we do. So I'm going to build a couple in this region. Norway and Belgium made an alliance. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think we have any barracks in this area. Some of my units are being dumb and, like, trying to sail away. Oh, God. You guys are going to get slaughtered. What are you doing? Where are you even trying to sail to? I think they're trying to sail back inland to repair. But that is a terrible idea. There's a barracks here, though, and they'll probably start using that once I can get it. But that is a once I can get it kind of thing. So let's do our best to grab it before my AI gets my units killed at sea, why don't we? Oh, they have more garrisons there, though. Alright, we are pushing in at least, and we are actually starting to claim territory, I think. Yes. Don't know why this stuff belongs to fucking Japan, though. I don't get that bit. But we are close to taking this. Where the fuck are they going? Yeah, they're trying to sail around to a different barracks, and that's not okay. That's not okay. But we're about to take this barracks, and we got it. So hopefully, they will stop that, now that we have this new one. This should also help the Chinese with dealing with the Japanese down south. I am making advances. I don't like this Chinese territory claim. I don't know why this is happening, because some of this stuff is in, like, native Korea. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Either way, I'm just going to focus on expanding in a direction I think makes sense, which is going to involve heading south. My forces are now split, though, so this will be interesting to say the very least. We are pushing through their garrisons, and I'm not really losing any land units to speak of. Taking population could be nice, because it could help me deal with my inflation and allow me to build more stuff more easily. I'm using a lot of materials right now. Holy shit. Keep buying. Let's keep pushing south. We overwhelmed their garrisons very well. All naval losses. My navy over here is just being butchered, but all in all, it's actually going pretty well. And get these land units headed down south. We have enough to overwhelm and defeat a lot of what they have over here. They are destroying some of my garrisons up here with just constant naval bombardment, which is not the best. Where am I losing merchant marines? Why are there still merchant marines here? I don't know why so much of this, like, went to China. I really don't. The stuff that's loyal to them makes sense. The stuff that's not loyal to them doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm sure he has plans he's executing right now while I'm distracted. I can and I will kick them off of Korea because they don't have a lot of units here. They're not putting everything that they can forward. And with ports and stuff over here, I may be able to do an invasion of actual Japan. That's a big if. I gotta get some spies down to take a look. I'd have to look anywhere that I can make like a really short journey, which isn't a lot of places. Yeah, they have a decent amount of stuff there, and they're probably, yeah, they're max garrisoned out, so it would take a massive force to actually kick them out of there. China themselves has not been seeing a lot of progress, but at least Japan is also distracted with them, and not just me. Japan's military goods are holding out for now. Supply over here is just terrible. Yeah, there's nothing that really leads up here. They kind of got off the rail line and then kind of got stuck. Here, this might help. Connecting this to the rail line. Especially if I throw an air base down. That could help with the supply and push it further out that way. I am losing money right now, though. Something to keep in mind. A lot of my purchasing, I'm sure, like for indie goods right now. I'd rather import some coal or something. Let me just scrap like 15 or let's say 25 coal plants to get some indie goods going, because I don't need the electricity as much. I am pushing into Korea fairly well. This barracks here is going to be a bit of a nuisance, unfortunately. Yeah, they probably have a lot of units over here. Yeah, they have 2 infantry out right now, and decent bit of garrisons. Let's send some more down, see what we could do. I don't have my massive air fleet over here, which is unfortunate. But I do have more units headed down south. We are pushing through the center of Korea, actually, fairly well. That's really nice. These places where they have barracks are just a little trickier, but my supply of bullets is still really good. The price of bullets is skyrocketing, though. I am still building more places. Italy and Spain made an alliance. That's going to be broken, though, because Spain's going to have a rebellion. I'm still just losing boats and shit. He might look at these losses and think, oh, wow, he's losing a lot of stuff, though, which, thankfully, so long as I'm not, ends up helping me. I may end up needing to buy, like, spare units that friends of mine have, potentially. But not a lot of my actual allies have extra stuff, unfortunately, and most of my allies are just way too far away to be much of a help. But for right now, we are progressing, and we're progressing well. The Japanese cannot hold us because, again, all of my losses so far are naval. I think everything around Manchukuo just spawns Chinese control, and that ends up kind of making the areas around it in Korea go towards China, just naturally, like I'm giving it back to them because of my relationship with them. This is hurting my finances, though. Alright, there's a ceasefire with Menjiang now, so I can stop funding their stuff. I don't really need to worry about them one way or another. China's money's starting to run low too, something to keep in mind. Let's focus my units a bit more before pushing up where we're pushing now. Let's actually try and focus them on taking Pyongyang and finishing up North Korea. I don't have a lot of units over here, but I have enough that it's helping and making a difference. Deployed in the west, I still have hundreds, so if he wants to end up fighting me in the west, he's still gonna have quite a tough time. This war, though, is just like the worst thing that could have happened, certainly. Little could have affected me worse than Japan declaring war on me, of all things. I am getting Korean infrastructure, not that I want a lot of it. They have like research centers building here or something. I don't know that I want that. What I do want, I want the indie goods from it. That's what I want. Yeah, the military goods price is skyrocketing, and amazingly, I'm not actually currently running out. I am starting to lose some land units over here around Sarawon, unfortunately. It's going to take a concentrated effort to take that out. I have 17 planes in the region. Let's try to send them down there to, like, maybe see what damage they can do. It's a pretty brutal place. I gotta see about sending more units down there and just trying to overwhelm it. It is one of their barracks, so it is a fairly important place to them. So I gotta get whatever I can shooting at it. It's my current largest problem for the health of my units. My land military is staying at a healthy spot for now. Keep an eye on his military fabrications, though, because he can and will start surpassing me in total strength with the way that this is going. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Got a bunch of stuff shooting at Sarawon, but it's just going to take a lot of bullets by the looks of it. We are chewing through it. It is just taking a minute. We do have actual Japanese units up here that we are dealing with. I don't want to have too many units really running out that way, though. I want to deal with Sarawon first before anything else. There you go. Sarawon is dealt with. Now we could deal with other things in the region. Kind of go one by one, city by city, mop everything up. Yeah, I think I'll scrap this research center here to get the indie goods back, because I could use it. I finished building my ring of indie goods. I'm still building a ring of military goods, though. That's going to take a little bit of work. I'm mopping up a lot of these Korean cities in the rear, which mainly just have garrisons. Looks like I did finish that ring of military goods, so my production has increased, which is good. I need more income. That's something I really, really need, is more income, one way or another. Oil would be a good way to get such income, so I'm going to try building some. But I do also need more goods of, like, every kind, of course. So this is just going to be a constant back and forth between needing and having and needing and having. And we'll build another ring of indie goods, connect that up to the supply line. Build some oil for money. We are selling our rubber for money. We're capturing a lot of this stuff very well and very nice. Let's order a garrison deployment, actually. And let's get an attack heading south now through Korea instead of through Manchukuo. I don't feel the need to go into Manchukuo or anything yet. We've captured a bunch of cons, mids, and shit we can get rid of already. Oh, some of this stuff was from another war, actually. Some of this stuff was from Liberia. I never actually took care of things after Liberia. My whole plans have really been interrupted by this, unfortunately. And there's not a lot I can do to fix it. One thing I can do is bypass this fucking fortification here. We're approaching Seoul, which is a definite powerhouse of theirs over here. Big infrastructural hub, which we are going to have to deal with. My money is starting to become a little bit problematic, which is problematic. The Japanese Air Force over here is going nuts. But it's mainly just garrisons that we're fighting. I'm not losing any units, really. I am losing men, but I'm making the Japanese lose a lot of men as well. And their military goods are doing surprisingly well. They're probably buying them. But it's hurting my treasury more than it's hurting theirs. Unfortunately. Looks like we have a town over here that we could step on without much resistance. We have a very nearby barracks, which is good. We are kind of overwhelming the area. It's costing me a lot of bullets. A whole lot of bullets. Let's send some meager air forces down to see what can be done in that region. Looks like my AI was already kind of sending some reinforcements down here. Let's get them headed down to Seoul. Just to make sure, we still have a fuck ton of stuff over here. Yes, we still have hundreds of units over here. He hasn't declared any wars, and he doesn't look ready to declare any wars. His domestics are doing terribly. His military is not quite beefed up currently. It's good. So even though this is going to be pretty tough on my manpower, so far it is working. I just wish we were capturing some more important locations than what we are capturing. Alright, we have broken through into Seoul. Nice. Which had a barracks on it, interestingly. This is very, very expensive in bullets. Very expensive. Update, the garrisons, the enemy garrisons here are being slaughtered, really. My units are trying to push up even further, which I just think is so silly. Like, yeah, you can, but holy shit, dude, just finish off what we have here. There's a lot of stuff over here to deal with. There you go, now it's just falling. Yeah, it's going pretty swell. I'm not really losing any ground units, honestly.
I thought they're gonna put up more of a fight, but...
They did in terms of Navy. I had a lot of shitty patrol boats over here that died from, like, the First World War, but they mostly have garrisons out here. So it's nothing that's, like, inhibiting me or anything. I didn't really even have to send that large of a force over here. I just had to send enough that would work with the supply. And nothing over here stands a chance, really, so long as I focus on it. Why are there coal mines building here? I don't know. Let me tell you this, we don't need the security bureau. Get rid of that crap. I need to look for more stuff to scrap, too. I actively need to look for more stuff that I'm getting to scrap so we maintain our goods a little bit easier. I gave him a little update like I did because I knew it might help make him think that I'm doing extra well, let's say, so that he's less inclined to attack me at any point. I'm gonna place those spies again. I just want to keep a constant eye over here because we need to eventually find a way to land, and there's really not a good amount of places, but they are draining their units. It looks like they're not very protected. So even though they have a lot of garrisons, if we can somehow get units across somewhere we can land, we can find a good spot, which I think, like, oh man, they have garrisons everywhere. I say, like, oh yeah, we could take these places. But with this many garrisons, that would definitely not be easy. Let me try and get a spy up here as well. And we can take a look at this region in case we wanted to go in from the north. The problem is their navy. The problem is always going to be their navy. Taking Japan itself, that's going to be the real problem. I don't think I really have that capability right now. They just have so many garrisons. They have so many bullets. They have like endless bullets. They just keep buying more or having it given to them for free. Japan and China reached a ceasefire. They actually made peace with China.
Yeah, so
that's funny.
They want to focus on you.
With what? Do they have any offensive units running around left? Focus on me with what? So that means
they have a lot.
China won't take a lot of this stuff.
They're just not selling it.
So anything else I start taking will become mine at the end of the day. And China will start recovering and maybe even helping me once I get up here. But the war here, once I kick them out, because I can annex all of the rest of this that China does not have. I can annex the rest of this. And so long as I get it, we could maybe kind of stop dealing with Japan eventually. Maybe the fighting will kind of slow down. Currently, I have one of the largest deployed militaries. Still the most production. He hasn't exceeded my production so far. Let's go for Taegu. That's an important looking barracks. I didn't intend to take over Korea, but you know, I guess I've done it using some garrisons. Not this, I'll tell you that. It's okay, because like I haven't lost anything, really. Like some naval units I'll never use. That helps save me money.
This war takes a lot of resources, or doesn't it?
The shooting can, the thing is, when the military goods were still cheap, like really cheap, I bought so many of them. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna have any risk of running out because I've almost conquered Korea.
Alright.
And that's really the biggest part of it. This is what they rely on in the area. And I'm at Busan.
You're not liberating China?
I don't have anything of China's.
You can think of what the Japanese have elaborated.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm losing garrisons. Oh, up here. They're just bombarding all my garrisons out of existence. I'm like, why do I keep losing garrisons? Because there's a fucking big-ass capital ship bombarding the garrisons. Either way, it's mostly garrisons I'm losing. I keep getting, like, alerts, like, oh, you lost a unit, you lost a unit. I'm like, oh my god, what are they doing? And then I look, and it's just a garrison. Just like, garrisons dying to, like, capital ships that are bombarding them. So I'm like, oh, okay, so basically I'm losing nothing. Got it.